I think Jack is a leader that gets things accomplished. He's an honest politician who you can actually be proud to vote for, which is becoming harder and harder in this country today. And he's also a great guy. Well, as you know, Jack has worked on so many things throughout his life, and he's currently working on a thing called Show Me Integrity, which is trying to limit the amount of political extremists that get elected on both sides. And he called me about this, and we discussed it, and he convinced me that this was really a good thing. In fact, he said it's really the only thing that he can think of right now that will help save our democracy. And he convinced me of that, so I was all in. And then, of course, my mind went to what amount of funding should I contribute to this effort. And in only a way that Jack Danforth can answer, he said, "Bob, the good news is there is no limit to this campaign. You can give as much as you want." So I, of course, ended up giving more than I thought I was going to give with an answer like that, as I say, only Jack can do. Well, Jack and I happen to be neighbors, and we were wanting to build a garden wall on our border properties. And so I called him and sent him the plans, and we discussed it, and he said, "Bob, that looks great. I think you ought to do it." So we submitted it to the City Hall, and of course, about 2 months later, we got turned down. And 2 weeks later, Jack calls me, and I'm thinking, oh boy, what's this going to be about? And he calls me and says, "Bob, I understand you got turned down for the wall, and I just want to tell you that I love the wall, and I think we ought to go to City Hall to fight it." And I said, "Jack, you're trying to solve the biggest 8 problems in the world in Washington, D.C., and I can't ask you to come to the City Hall in our little tiny town and work on my little tiny garden wall. I can't ask you to do it." And he said, "Well, you know, I really would like to do it with you. I think we could get it done." And I said, "Jack, you are great, but I can't ask you to do it." So anyway, that's the kind of guy Jack is, and that's why everybody loves Jack. So I think in addition to Show Me Integrity, there's another organization that we're involved with, which is Greater St. Louis, which I think is doing good things for St. Louis and shows a lot of promise for the future of St. Louis. And I think those kinds of efforts can contribute to the legacy of Jack Danforth. Well, as we all know, the Danforths have been around St. Louis for quite a long time, and Jack Danforth continues to be a life supporter of not only St. Louis, but our entire state. So thank you, Jack, for all you do for our state and our country.